tip of the podcast is don't be a dick. And you can avoid dickitude by role-playing a drow. Now, this is something... You want to do that? Do you want to take it?
Sure, why not?
Why don't you tell us how to role-play a drow? Because, believe it or not, I have not yet seen somebody actually play a good drow.
I haven't felt the need to play a drow, but maybe I will next
They treat them very much
they're
like any other character, and they're not.
Yeah, they are not.
I feel like a lot of people play drow when they're not playing drow, though, and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah, but
let's hear about it.
Wherever you walk alone. The Drow of the Underdark are no longer your people. Though you might still hold pride in some aspects of your heritage, you have fled from your kin and their wicked ways to live your life as an outcast. Trust must be built and earned. As a member of a race with a dark reputation, you face prejudice and fear from people who do not know you. If you are to create a life for yourself, you must earn their trust. Beware the eyes of Lolth. You might have abandoned the ways of the Spider Queen, but that does not mean she has forgotten her claim on you.
Oh, shit.
Lolth is vengeful, and her agents might hunt you in the world, particularly if you are a person of importance before you fled to your people. Use your reputation to your advantage. Don't forget that.
That's
Just
important.
because you're, everyone hates you and they fear you, make everyone hate you and fear you.
Or at least utilize it.
Utilize it. Regardless of how much you might strive for good, many of the common folk will treat you with fear and suspicion thanks to your race's history and dark reputation. From time to time, you should take advantage of this reputation. If the people of the frontier balk at your attempts to help them, let them know that you are a creature to be feared, and then use that fear as leverage to intimidate them into your following orders. Basically, scare them. It's fine.
Sometimes it's necessary.
And that's how you play Hot Topic Elf, my friends.
This is the elf that shops at Hot Topic, and this is how you play them.
The reason I brought this up...
Goth elf.
I got this... I didn't write this. I got this from a book in 4E, but what I've noticed is when I do encounter that person that does manage to play a drow, they don't distinguish it from any other character other than...
They're dark and edgy.
Yeah, that's it. Like, they don't utilize the actual what comes with being a drow. Lolth isn't letting you go. No. You can expect your character should be fearful of that all the time. The fact that drow are already outcasts and even raised differently, they don't really get along very well with people. Almost
anybody, yeah.
I think even, like, a good example to me is, like, Vegeta in Dragon Ball. Like, he's a good guy, but nobody likes him.
Yeah.
Like, he's very off in his own corner, and he does what he has to, but he's not really... Nobody really wants to work with him, except for Goku, who wants to fight him all the time. But
Goku's a rare exception, though.
Yeah, but that's kind of how I envision a drow needing to be played. I know Drizzt is definitely the exception to that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And that's what makes him different, but that's his unique personality. And I see a lot of people try to emulate that, which isn't really, in my opinion, the best way to play a drow. While there's nothing wrong with emulating Drizzt, I think Drizzt is an amazing character, and have at it. But if you truly want to embody the playing of a drow, you need to remember that people will fear you, people won't trust you, and more importantly, you have a history, and it's going to follow you everywhere.
That's the big thing with the drow is, like, it has a prerequisite. It's not on there, but it's there, and what it says is that you done fucked up at one point. It's not necessarily your fault, but unfortunately, it just befalls onto you.
Yeah. What do you think, Ian?
I kind of feel like a lot of people do play drows to a degree like this, just not necessarily in a way that is lore accurate either, though.
Right.
So
yeah.
I mean, read the stat block, people.
This isn't lore accurate?
No, I'm saying people read.
I got you. Read the story.
Read the lore.
There's a lot there.
But play as you will.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, if obviously if your DM doesn't mind and neither do any of the players, then go ahead, have at it. But
so Remley says that drow always has twin blades. Is that true?
I know it's common equipment.
I was going to say, I know it was common, but
I don't know that it's always, because I think it depends on which school they went to, right? Either the martial one or the spellcaster. I can't remember the names. I've been listening
I know
to
what you're talking about, but yeah, it's
But I guess they could still carry them, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you could always have them, but like you don't use them. Like it's just kind of like you had them when you were trained, and then you never wanted to use them again. You want to stray away from them because it reminds you.
Oh, okay. He's saying that no, just any time that I play on loud, Drow players always use the phrase twin blades. I think that has to do with because of Dritz. Once again,
like damn, just say you have 2 blades.
You got 2, not twin blades, unless they're identical. I guess they could be identical.
Well,
were they born together? Forged together?
Again, like another thing is that like I mean, they're like Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. He had those scimitars, and he just split them in half, and then he used them both.
That's awesome.
Could do that.
Yeah,
Occasionally used it one-handed, but a lot of times you just kind of see him. He's like, "Oh, look at this!" and he goes, and you're like, "I didn't know they could do that."
Is that when he becomes the blue spirit?
Yes.
Yep. And that's basically what you do with the barfly knives too, historically. So
Yeah, I love it.
So you know.
All right. I think that'll do it for our player tip of the podcast. Don't be a dick. And you can avoid dickitude by role-playing a drow, a lonely path.
although I suppose you could open this up by saying role-playing your race.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I considered making a whole thing on the race, but this was just one that I think is the only one that really, I don't know that I've ever seen actually anybody stick to. You see people play the dwarves right as a dwarf, and it's okay to change those and twist those, but I've never seen anybody play a drow correctly.
Playing a dwarf with a Scottish curmudgeon?
Yes.
Drink a lot. Think
Yeah.
about stones and work at a blacksmith. Right. There, you're a dwarf.
Just remember, as a dwarf, you have to rock on.
And you must arm wrestle every single person who thinks they are stronger than you, or if you think you are stronger than them.
Yes, or drink them under the table. Hey, thank you so much for all your support and watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. We are the hosts of the Crit Academy, a Dungeons & Dragons discussion podcast.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button.
And be sure to ring that bell. Get our latest content as we toss it out there, and it's good stuff.
Everyone loves fat loots and great D&D inspiration. Keep your blades sharp and spells prepared, heroes.